What kind of students were you guys?
You
You guys both give me smart. You guys good students.
I was a pretty good student, but I also went to a nerd school.
You
So
went
I was
to a
like
nerd school?
in the middle of the pack at a nerd school.
I also went to a nerd school.
Yeah.
Nice. If we're talking about college, then yeah, I went to a big. I was like bottom tier at a nerd school.
You were UPenn, right?
I was UPenn, yeah.
Yeah. And you?
University of Washington.
Both good.
was a good
schools.
school,
But
yeah.
what about
I'd say
like,
my school was
But
better.
in
what
high
about
school,
you guys go to
yeah.
nerd high schools?
Whatever.
Uh,
I went to a nerd high school.
You went to a nerd high school.
Yeah.
How did
Well, it was like a charter. So like Arizona education is terrible.
charter.
So it's a charter school. My parents. Arizona's literally 48th in education.
Yeah.
So my parents were like,
Who's
"We don't
behind
want
you?
him to be an
Missouri
idiot."
and
Probably like Alabama,
a
or
Dakota or
something.
something?
I actually think Alabama's ahead of us.
Yeah, no.
They're like one ahead of us.
I think because Alabama has to compensate for a lot.
Yeah,
So you want to like be like, no, we're not 50th, we're 30th, dude. Just
Right.
not smart
Yeah.
at all. Still,
we look at Alabama and we're like, they're pretty smart.
I
Yeah,
wish we
they
could
got
get to Alabama's level.
They got some things going on there.
So what? So you just a charter nerd school?
Yeah.
Were you guys one of those charters where it's like, I don't know, you guys really into planes for some reason? I feel like a
You
lot
mean
of
were we all autistic?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
But, like,
that
yeah,
goes without
kinda,
saying.
yeah,
Yes. No, but I feel like a lot of like when there's a big like education disparity in
Mhm.
communities, there's usually one charter where it's like insane. Like in Michigan, where like
Mhm.
charters are like super like different to like the public education system.
Mhm.
There's this one charter in Michigan where like literally they like kind of fly planes, or they like study aviation and like have a plane like right next to their campus that they can like use for science class or whatever. I don't know.
That's
dude.
crazy.
And then you
You
look
gotta
at
be
like
really wealthy if that's your driver's
yeah,
ed.
no,
Yeah.
just like-
Yeah.
and then you look at like the other kids who don't go to the charter school in that area,
Yeah.
and it's literally like, yeah, we got mud for dinner, mud for lunch,
Yeah.
shit and piss for breakfast.
Uh-huh.
For a textbook, they just got other pages from different textbooks, all sorts of subjects.
Right.
They just glued them together.
Right.
You can't actually turn them. There is just a collection of once what was
Right.
knowledgeable pages.
You just
sure,
look
yeah.
at it.
And then you see the charter. And
They don't
it's
have
like,
glue to stick them together, so they use comb.
Yeah.
It's like-
Uh-huh.
And then fucking, you look at the charter school and you have like fucking Rain Man doing fucking like barrel rolls in an airplane. And it's like, yeah, it's cool. I don't know what accent, but you know, keep it mysterious.
Right,
Hey
right,
guys.
Hello.
Hello. Who wants to fly a plane?
Okay, before we're gonna get into education, but I did have this discussion recently. This girl thought that during 9/11 it would be impossible to reach 5 digits. And I thought that was ludicrous. She said there's no way
Oh, for,
that with
for
3
really? Oh, for
planes.
casual-
people dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I thought you meant like,
Not that
yeah.
there's there's
I
3,000.
thought you meant just like counting on
no.
the day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I can't concentrate with all this noise.
Count to 10,000 before it ends.
No, but she was saying like with 3 planes, there's no way you could kill 10,000 or more people.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think you could.
I was like,
And you were
You're
like,
talking
wanna
on-
put your money
let's
where your
plan it
mouth
out.
is. Yeah.
I was like, Yankee Stadium in September,
Easy.
like for sure you can get. She
Yeah.
was like, I don't think so, and I'm like, I feel like you could take out 3,000 to 5,000 with one plane, even
Sure.
if you're not even like aiming
Right.
for a
Easy.
specific spot in the stadium.
But you have to be, you have to just make sure that you lock the exit doors as well. Because I know a lot of people actually got out on 9/11. And that was like, I don't know. I think that was a huge missed opportunity. If I'm just speaking
Mhm.
candidly.
Right,
I thought this was a debate podcast.
I mean, it used
and I'm
to
going to
be.
play devil's advocate. And by devil, I mean terrorists.
Terrorists.
And by
advocate.
terrorists, I mean me.
No, that's good. And honestly, that's another thing is you do have to watch out for the exit row during 9/11.
Yeah, dude.
That is true.
Fucking-
People don't realize that.
You
Lot
have a
of
guy,
thought
you have a
goes into
guy
it.
as the plane's about to hit. He's
Yeah.
just looking over to people in the aisle, like, do I still have to do it when we?
It's crazy to think that on like 9/11 there are a bunch of people on the plane just going like this in their seats, just like following the protocols.
Yeah, they all put their seat back up.
Yeah, the terrorists are like, all right, tray tables up, guys. Come on. We're not.
It's like, sorry, could you put your fucking footrest up?
We're doing 9/11, but we're not
9/11.
animals.
Yeah, we're not crazy.
You guys always. I feel like you guys are just always good students. I get that vibe. No.
I was a little shit fucker in middle school. I didn't do like any work.
This guy fucked shit.
I fucked shit. That was one of the classes.
That's why he was a genius.
Yeah, I was a fat kid. None of the girls wanted to take me to the dances, so then I'd just be in the bathroom putting my penis in little tiny pieces of poop. What do you want? A fucking medal?
I would like one.
Yeah, I'd love a medal for that.
Give me 2 weeks.
I didn't expect you to say
I didn't expect you to actually want a medal.
All right. No, I mean, I brought it
medal.
up, so I feel inclined to get you the medal, but fine.
Can you put that in? Can you clip that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say something funny and then you... so that's why I can't eat custard.
Bam!
That's
I got an exhale for that.
The internet's gonna come to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were talking about us.
Yeah, I feel
like I had good grades, but me and my friends would just do stupid things to piss off the teachers we didn't like.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's my favorite kind of kid, because I never had like the grades to really flex like that, but I did anyway.
Yeah,
you know, I used to the no name paper like wall that you had in some classes. Like if you had a paper with no name, they'd like staple them to the back wall, or a wall, and you could like go and claim your paper or some shit like that.
Right.
I used to staple things underneath the no names, like orange peels, football gloves, sandwiches, meats and cheeses,
just stapled to the wall. Like wall class was happening. Like everyone knew that you were.
Well, I would always sit in the back, and then me and my friends would like scoot our desks until we were like right to the back wall, and then we'd literally just like tuck it underneath the paper. Yeah, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
that was probably a biohazard on some levels, because they would rot. Like we would leave cheese on the wall stapled to the wall.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do it, but
no, that's cool. Me and I was gonna say,
you go first.
Yeah, what kind of mild terrorism did you commit as a child?
One of them was really stupid. We had this. We took like environmental science was one of the electives I had, and we really hated this teacher. So in one of the days, it was like the solar eclipse or something, where like the sun's really bright. And our teacher was like, whatever you do, don't stare at the sun. So then me and my friend immediately walked out like right outside her like window for her office and just stared at the sun for like 10 minutes. And then we were just seeing spots like the rest of the day.
Just like screaming, your eyes hurt.
I also like how that's the closest thing you guys did to a prank. Like, it's just like,
just mutilate ourselves.
Just stand at the sun for 30 minutes.
Yeah, how do you like us now? Walking into the walls for 3 weeks.
No,
my
I'm blind.
eyes are bleeding.
Bitch.
Take that, educators. Ow.
I can't read the whiteboard now.
Yeah, how does it feel to make $50,000?
And take and look after my blind ass.
Were you? So you were a shit fucker.
I was, but then like in high school, I picked up my act and I got like good grades. But we used to still do like stupid shit and like fuck around with teachers because we had that capital as good students. Like I'm also a finance guy. Capital. Money.
Wall Street. Lock the emergency doors.
Yeah, the Wall Street cow.
Yeah.
You know that famous cow outside?
Moo.
Moo. You can't spell money without moo.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my friend Calvin, we were in this French class, and we get these like monthly assignments where the kids would be required to do like film a skit in French, and then that would be like the assignment. Like the class was called like French and New Media. It was a bullshit class. Then like every assignment, me and my friend Calvin, instead of like filming a 5-minute sketch, we'd make like a 20-minute gay French romantic drama with me and Calvin in like the roles. And like instead of us speaking French, we'd speak English and just dub it over in like French with bad accents.
That is good. So like you'd be you saying the lines, and then while you're saying it,
Yeah, it would
dubbed
just be
French.
yeah.
You're probably just
French.
reading over like. Yeah,
it was so much more work than and like only my teacher found it funny. Like everyone else in the class was cool, and they were just like, "What? What are these nerds like? Dude, is this what they do in Rick and Morty?"
God, can you imagine a Rick and Morty episode now where it is just 20-minute French dub for as a bit? I feel like that's where they're
awesome.
That'd be Morty.
Rick.
Yeah, and then we also did this thing called Agent Orange whoopee cushions.
Hold on. Asian Orange?
Agent
Orange.
Yeah.
I also heard
And
Asian.
I was like, Asian Orange. I was like, all right.
Asian Orange. Yeah, well, it was kind of a callback to or a hashtag GBT to the Vietnam War. So I guess Asian Orange would be fitting. But yeah, those. Yeah, people did not like those.
So wait, Agent Orange whoopee cushion? What is?
When you sit on a whoopee cushion and it makes a fart noise, but it also expels Agent Orange.
Oh, right. Wait, so
you got Agent Orange?
Got Agent Orange.
You didn't get Agent Orange?
No, I didn't. This was a bit, but that I thought you guys would find hilarious.
I was just confused.
I was also confused. I'm like, I thought you didn't understand what Agent Orange was.
All right, cool. So let's cut that.
No, that's going. Clip that.
Clip
Evidence
it.
Surya's an idiot. Clip it.
And then you were saying, even though you were a child, you were also a pedophile in high school?
I was.
Yeah, that's
good. Yeah. So I was able to like slip on the radar. I was kind of their inside man.
Right.
You'd go to the meetings, and they were like, these grown men would look at you like this kid's got potential.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have like I have whatever Benjamin Button has, except I'm just like the worst person to have it. I'm just like the last person you'd want with that disease.
Yeah, like Andy Milonakis.
Like,
although
is he a
no, he actually isn't. Oh. He had sex with regular.
You heard it here now, folks.
Why are you trying to cancel
Andy man.
I used to love his videos. I used to.
Oh yeah, when he was Roman in the Kroll show too.
Dude, that was fucking great. For the longest time I thought he was like an actual kid.
Oh yeah,
who like these adults would like
I know.
corral into doing these like weird things.
I honestly thought Hollywood like pushed it too far for a little bit.
Yeah,
like they were just having this kid do all this shit,
just like surround himself with almost naked women, talk about pussy and marijuana. Turns out he's like 60.
Yeah, I think he's
like mid-40s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
What's the worst thing you ever got in trouble for in school?
Me?
Yeah.
I cheated on a Spanish final once. That was probably. I really didn't do that much. Yeah,
even when you're getting in trouble, you're still.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad. It was just
you fucking swear.
Yeah. Well, it's just the listening portion of Spanish. I'm just so bad. Like they start talking, I just tune it out, and I'm just guessing every time.
As soon as I hear Spanish speakers, I go, no way.
Listen at all.
I can't listen to that.
I hear some Spanish. Yada yada.
Cállate, por favor.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Me neither.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. I just tuned out exactly what you guys were saying.
Now that I know. Okay.
So what was the punishment?
Well, we just got like a 0, so I just like tanked my grade for that. But yeah, we got this like one native Spanish speaker in our class to like, if it was like A, like it was multiple choice listening portion. If it was A, she'd like cough. If it was B, she'd like scratch the back of her head. If it was C, it was whatever. We almost got away with it. And some fucking teacher's pet.
Oh, I hated the teacher's pet.
Really? Like someone from within the group? Or?
Yeah. Just some girl who found out about it and was like pissed that she didn't get an A. So she's like, what the fuck? You know? So that sucked.
I really hated the teacher's pet.
Yeah.
There was this one girl who ratted me out for getting bagels one time during leadership. And she didn't need to do it. I to this day, I do not know why she did it.
Yeah.
And I then went on a crusade to make sure that I was as annoying as possible in that class.
You made her life miserable.
Let's egg her house.
Yeah. Do you know what she's doing now?
What's that?
Do you know what she's doing now?
No, she sucks though.
Yeah.
And people agreed with me that she sucks. Like, she sucked for other reasons, but then she did that, and I was like, okay, well.
Yeah. I always like to look at the kids who were mean to me in middle school and like see that they're all fucking investment bankers with hot girlfriends.
They're doing really well.
God damn it.
I'm hairy.
Harriet.
You can't grow a beard like I can.
Ooh, you hairless, smooth as a
Fuck.
Sexy baby.
As a naked
fuck.
baby. Fuck.
Worst thing I ever got in trouble for. I'm trying to. So there was one time I never got in trouble, but the most in trouble I ever felt was I was like, you know when you're just boys with someone in one class?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My boy in this class was a would-be school shooter.
Hell yeah.
And
Is this the guy who was like several years older than you?
no,
Okay.
we're same age. Like, this is in 7th grade. We're both 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was showing me this, like, he had like a jerry-rigged like plastic gun.
Right.
And I didn't know that. He just showed me like this plastic like revolver casing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, yeah, my cousin made it for me. And I was just looking at it, and like people saw me and him looking at it in class, but everyone just thought it was like a toy or something. And then the next day it was like, yeah, he was going to kill this kid, Trevor.
Oh my God.
And the cops were like, hey, so we know that you were like looking at the casing during class. And I was like, yo, let's pause 1 second here.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
We were gonna get Trevor. No.
Was Trevor cool?
No, Trevor sucks.
Okay.
And funny enough, him and this other kid, 2 years later, I think we were freshmen, they were like wannabe gangsters. And so they actually got a gun themselves, and they were like fucking around with each other. And then I forget who shot who first.
No.
But one of them shot the other in the leg, and then they like fought over the gun, and then the other one shot like Trevor. Like Trevor got shot second, then Trevor got shot in the leg. So they both were like out of school because they shot each other. So I was rolling around with a pretty cool crew.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty rough.
Did most kids in your school like have guns or?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was why it was a really big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most 12-year-olds were not carrying heat
Yeah.
to lunch.
Wait, so what happened to your boy then? Who was like?
Yeah, no, he wasn't allowed back.
Oh yeah.
He spent a considerable amount of time in juvie.
Right.
It was funny though. The cops they shouldn't tell you that, but they were like, yeah, I was gonna blow up in his hand anyway. Like, there was no way, because he tried to put like real, if it did
like
fire,
gunpowder.
like real. It was like a plastic, not like 3D print. This is also
like a BB gun.
This is over a decade ago.
Sure. Yeah.
And he tried to just put like, if it did actually fire, it for sure would have just been a bomb in his hand.
Jeez.
Can you imagine?
Just blow your
You
hand
try.
off.
Yeah.
You're like about to have your like fucking crazy moment, and then you just.
Yeah. What if that still gets the job done though?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be right. You'd have to be like point blank.
Yeah. I mean, and
You'd
you'd
be,
also
like,
take yourself
punching the guy as you pull the
Yeah,
trigger.
Yeah.
Can't be too short.
God. So yeah, that was the most in trouble I ever felt. The most in trouble I ever got. Was actually, I almost got charges pressed against me. This was such bullshit.
Right.
I
beat the shit out of someone is fucking bullshit.
No.
This
It's
kid named
literally-
Trevor.
I drew a penis on the ground with a water bottle.
Mhm.
You know the trick where you like poke a hole at the top of like a water bottle
yeah.
like that?
Oh yeah.
And then you just like, you can like draw shit with it.
Right.
And so I'm like, dude, check this out. Massive penis. Everyone applause breaks, you know?
Teacher applause.
And then we shared a campus with this other school, and their principal came up to me and she goes, what is that? And then I drew a smiley face and like, it's Squidward. And then everyone's like, fuck, he's the man.
Genius.
He's on one.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, that's not, no, you're in trouble. And I was like, I think it's like a joke. Because it's like, I drew a penis on the ground. It's fine.
Right.
And I think because I was not taking it seriously, they like really tried to like hammer down that you can't do it. And so the vice principal of my school like brings me in and he goes, really not okay, Matt. And I wonder if he was having fun with this, fucking with me, or if he was like actually trying to be stern.
Sure.
Because he was like, yeah, so really not okay. We're actually waiting if any of the girls who saw it are going to press charges against you. Not even that.
Because you draw your penis.
Yeah. People could be
like, what is that?
Dude, and then the dumbest line of all, he goes, people could be offended that you drew a penis. I, for one, as someone who has a penis, I'm offended. And I'm like,
wait, he should get 5 for saying that.
I'm 11, so I just think I'm in like deep. He says press
you were
charges.
11?
I'm 11.
I thought you were like 18.
No, I think I think I'm fucked. When he said press charges, I'm like, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
As someone who has a penis, I'm offended.
I was like,
so funny.
I'm offended because it looks exactly like my penis.
Yeah. How did you know?
Here, I'll show you.
I've never seen a penis be that big before. And so I just think it's not cool.
Yeah.
Because you see my dick. He shows me his dick. You see my dick.
Feel it.
It's an inch long.
This is fucked up. It's small.
You're in a lot of trouble.
I'm 6'4". Why is it so small? Answer me. So that was they were like, yeah, we're gonna. Also, it's not like anyone wanted to press charges. He's just like, yeah, we're gonna see if anyone wants to go that route. It's like,
they ask all the girls, do you want to press charges?
Press charges against this 11-year-old pedophile?
They're like, what are charges? What are you? What are you talking about? It's insane.
And then I fucking. My parents luckily didn't really give a shit,
right?
Because they were like, I don't know. They were just like, yeah, you drew a penis and in front of everyone. I guess not the smartest thing, but. It seems okay.
Seems okay, yeah.
I did get like 2 days of detention. And I think I've told this on the pod before, but the detention monitor was a pedophile, actual pedophile. So the kid looking after the most troubled students in the school was a one-eyed 400-pound pedophile.
Wait, like a cyclops?
The fact that he has one eye
He has
so much better.
He has. Okay,
wait, I gotta turn to see all the kids.
I'm just saying.
Time to walk the plank.
There's no like, but he was such a nice guy. No, he's a 400-pound one-eyed monster.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like scary guy, mean, not cool. He once actually let me.
And he was a pedophile.
And he was a pedophile.
That's not usually how like teacher pedophiles go, because usually the teacher pedophiles are like the coolest.
Yeah.
At least from like personal experience. That's what.
Do you think he lost his eye in a pedophile accident?
Like kid fucking
or a kid just had a really sharp cock.
Put it in my eye. Put it in me eye. That's what I do.
He actually got caught. It was like someone pulled the fire alarm, and so they were like looking at like camera footage. And while they were looking at it, they saw him with like this special needs 8th grader. I swear to it's really fucked up. He was if you see him around,
go into excruciating details.
That's as far as I got for the detail. That's as much as I know.
Nice. Cool. I had like 3 pedophiles in my school that were teachers. I don't know what it was about my charter school, but
known pedophiles or afterward?
Afterward. Afterwards.
Yeah. So the
Jack
good
also
news
suffers
is that
from multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, exactly.
The good news is that
they
we
were all
have
me.
a great school criteria here at the charter.
Yeah.
The bad news is we can't get regular public school teachers, so they are all pedophiles.
They are every single.
They come 50% off. what are we gonna do? Not have?
They love kids.
Look, he's a tad on the touchy side, but he loves chemistry.
His methods are unorthodox.
But then he gets results. Every one of our kids has enrolled in the military.
God, yeah. That is really fucked up how like most of the kids that go into the military are usually just like the most troubled kids.
Yeah.
They don't have to be pedophile, but
and then they give them guns. And
yeah,
like, hey, go fucking kill these people.
Yeah, most of my friends who went in the military, like most of their like friends that like died when they were deployed, just killed themselves. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good thing we put our. It's good thing we
Clip
put
that.
Good thing we put our most troubled 18-year-olds into that environment.
Yeah,
classic textbook.
That's
your school sounds like it blows.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, we were cool, dude. We
Like, did you guys do any learning outside of playing with guns and having sex with cyclops? Like, having sex with pirates?
I'm trying to think. We had some smart kids for sure.
Yeah.
As a
Were you one of them?
No.
Okay.
I was always the dumbest kid in an AP or honors class.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So
you're pretty smart.
bottom of the top.
Yeah.
That's
Bottom
pretty
of the
good.
top. Yeah, my role was making sure that those classes had
a nice curve.
Yeah. Sure.
You were there to make other kids feel better.
Yeah, you guys are getting A's because of me, pal.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it on your own.
No.
Every AP class needs a dumb quota.
Yeah.
That reminds me of because my school, we had to take a ton of AP classes. So and we all
had to.
Yeah, we were like required to. I took like 14 AP classes in high school.
Whoa.
Shit.
What'd that look like going into college?
Pretty good.
Yeah. No, I mean, but like credits wise.
Credits wise, yeah, I had a shit ton of credit. Well, I was doing engineering, so a lot of them didn't transfer because it's like I took like AP English.
Yeah, if you have
a
hard mate, it doesn't change at that point.
But I had to take AP Spanish, and as we've gone over, I'm bad at Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So like towards the end of the year, like we're gonna take the AP test, right? And the teachers were all like fucking pumped for the AP test because it's like if kids did well, they got like I think $100 or like $150 per 5 that a kid got.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah, they got like
the
fat
school
bonus.
got.
The school gave them like a ton of money.
I know that
for
there is
prepping them.
Incentive for kids passing the AP test. I know that's a thing.
Yeah.
So
But for
like
teachers, like I had no idea.
Yeah,
The teachers get it?
the teachers get it. Yeah.
Whoa.
So they were really pumped.
Okay.
Yeah. So and they all want their average to be super high. So me and my dumbass friend who stared at the sun together, we're both in that class. And the teacher like sits us down after one of the classes as we were prepping for the AP test. And she was like, Niños, please,
Hombres.
Yo, patrons.
Please don't take the AP test because you're going to ruin my average.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
So
buy an Xbox.
Did you
Yeah,
take the
exactly.
AP test?
no, we took
Fuck them.
we took the alternative test. It was like me, my friend, and like the one special ed kid in the class that
Hold on.
yeah.
Unpack that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You had a special ed kid in an AP class?
Yeah, he was like the one super troubled kid and like because everyone had to take an AP language.
Yeah.
So they just like put him in there with us.
He was like dyslexic or something.
He was like kind of dyslexic. He just had like a lot of behavioral problems. He wasn't necessarily dumb. He did get bad grades.
Yeah, no, I know
yeah.
the kid. There was one time where in middle school, so the Spanish class was right next to one of the special needs class.
Right.
And you have the kids with like behavioral issues in there.
Yeah.
And he like he would always just make fun of these kids.
Sure.
And one time he was like, "You're fucking retarded." And then the kid like paused and he goes, "We all are." And I was just like,
That's so funny.
cooked him.
Yo.
Cooked him.
That's so sick.
That
That's
was like
amazing.
maybe the best. Not even like he wasn't even going for a comeback.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He like had a 3-second pause and goes, "Man, we're all in this class." Like,
And then he became the coolest retard.
Yeah.
Shots of
King
glue
the
on
retard.
me.
no, that's still me. That's still me.
glue all around.
He's like a mafia boss in the class.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll cover this guy's paint. I was with my younger brother in I went and visited him in Philly over the I think on Friday, and he reminded
Are
me.
you from Philly?
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
but he reminded me of how like I got him in special ed because like because he had to write like a school paper or something for his like English class,
Mhm.
and I think he was a freshman and I was a senior, so he was just like, "Yo, Surya, I need help with this. Can you write my paper for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then like it was some paper on Romeo and Juliet, and I think like the last like two paragraphs, I wrote something like that I thought was tongue in cheek, but like was borderline psychopathic, where it was just like, yeah, and being a kid and just like making out with kids 3 years younger, that's fine because you're under 18. And then, but I mean, I didn't actually say it like that. I said it, I was a lot more.
You were poetic.
I could wax poetic, yeah. But the teacher like got really pissed when she like read Yasha's like paper, and Yash didn't want to confess that like it was me who wrote it. So then she like brought it up to my parents, and she brought like the vice principal in on it, and they were
Is
just
your
like, right, this
freshman
kid's
son making out with 5th graders?
yeah. Well, they were just like, right, this kid's clearly got a lack of understanding for what the norms are of society, and he's also a horrible writer. So we're gonna put him in like special learning.
Whoa.
And now.
And then he got put in special ed
for the rest of his academic career.
Whoa!
But it's great. But he got like extra time on all of his tests, and he bitches about it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I helped him. I gave him a leg up by making him out to be like a fucking retard.
What a hero!
I'm kind of a martyr, except he's the one who takes a bullet. So I'm a motivator.
You push the right guy in front of the train.
I'm like the teacher in Whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
If that
you will be retarded.
Yeah.
Not quite my tempo.
Not quite my tempo. Yeah. Make it slower.
Did you guys, so we can sort of pivot into this. Did you guys have any like enemies in school growing up? Like I guess you said you were bullied. Any specific bully that
dude, there was like a hierarchy of bullying. So I mean like I was bullied, but also I like was also I was also a bully, so I wasn't like bottom of the food chain. There were the nerds, and then there were like the fucking lepers, and that's who me and my friends like targeted. So there's this one kid.
Shit just flows downhill, doesn't it?
There's one other Indian kid, and he was like kind of overweight, and I won't say his like full name.
You don't have to say his first name,
but his last name is so funny.
Okay,
it's okay. So. Think of another word for penis,
and
then think of another word for poop, and then combine those two, and that's his last name.
Cock shit?
Close.
Wait.
Did you just mouth the N-word?
Dick.
Yeah, dick, and then shit.
Dick shit.
Yeah, dick shit. That was his last name.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then,
so you bullied this guy? Or
yeah.
That
So
guy bullied you.
No, I bullied this guy because other kids would be like, "Yo, what's up, fag?" And then I'd be like, "Ugh," and then I'd see dick shit. And he was like, he just moved from Australia, and he was like overweight and Indian, and he'd be like, "Oh, hello, Surya," and I'd be like, "Yo, well, shut up, pussy," and then and then we'd like point fingers at him and call. I mean, like, I guess that's not. He was still like really nice to me. So I guess it's all any sort of like adversary I had, like it was a one-sided relationship. Like I'd never get anyone back. I just pass it forward to someone else.
That's good. Just the nicest foreigner that you could find. Yeah. Just like,
dude, then that kid shot him. No, he didn't.
God,
oh my God, damn.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? No, but
is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's like a software engineer now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he lives in New York.
Oh, get him on.
Yeah. I don't know if I had any. Oh, actually, I did have this. There was this one kid.
Did you have a teacher enemy?
I did. Thing. There was this guy called Mr. Sousa. He was my math teacher, and I was like a good math student in high school. But I always and I used to like, but I used to joke around a lot in class, and he like fucking hated me for it. So whenever he'd give like tests back, I had this like bit where I'd be like, he'd hand it back to me, and I'd be like, "Thanks, Dad." I mean, Mr. Sousa, and then he'd be like, "What?" And then he'd like call my parents, and he'd like email my parents and stuff because I'd be like disruptive because I just like keep touching my friends at the back of class, and then he'd be like, "Can you? What are you guys doing?" And we'd be like, "Oh, nothing."
That's good. Did you have an enemy teacher? I feel like you were too mild. I feel like you were chill. Yeah.
I feel like most of the teachers kind of liked me because like I got good enough grades, and then I'd kind of fuck around. So they'd get angry at me sometimes, but it's not like I had like a mortal enemy.
I was typically a teacher's favorite or least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the balance.
Yeah, for sure.
That I sort of wrote on.
Yeah.
There was one Spanish teacher, but mind you, I wasn't her least favorite teacher, but we were enemies.
Right.
In 8th grade, we would do everything we could to fuck with her. And so she's a terrible Spanish teacher, terrible person.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What's her whole name? And where does she live?
Last name is Smith. So Miss Smith, I mean,
you're out there.
That sounds like a horrible Spanish teacher.
Right,
From
yeah,
the last name alone, you want Gonzalez or
Smith.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she would always talk about how she like can't get pregnant because of a heart condition. Like, we're in 8th grade and we don't need to know.
Yeah.
But so she would always do this thing where whenever she'd like try and like quiet the class down, she would do in the worst like monotone voice. She'd go, escuchen y no hablen. And so anytime she would hit us with the we would in unison do escuchen y no hablen.
That's awesome.
And that like it's not what she wants us to be quiet, and we just are saying the same thing that she is saying when she's saying it.
Yeah. So tight.
So tight. There was one time, I mean, there's several times where she had like an aisle classroom. So like she put the classroom on like 2 different sides.
Sure.
So then you'd be like facing your buddy across the class while she's like facing this way towards the front. So if you were behind her, you just throw pens and pencils. And one time we nailed her, and then we like blamed our friend John, and then like we like almost got him a detention until we were like, all right, no, it was actually,
Wait, so you throw pencils at the back of her head and
no, something we try and hit
How
each
would she
other.
not know?
Oh, gotcha.
One time we just fucking
so fun.
but then there was another class, actually the advanced Spanish class, like all like the really smart kids and like dual language speakers and shit. They put thumbtacks in her scarf.
Whoa, dude. What? That's like, it's like
that's fucked up.
That's crazy. Like I saw The Incredibles. They put it on like Dash puts it on like his teacher's chair, but like on your scarf. Multiple, you wrap it around.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
It's like a medieval torture
psychopath, dude.
Nah, dude, my school. I mean, I always say that my grade wasn't as bad. The grade 2 grades below me, there was a hazing incident with the JV football team.
Yeah.
Where one kid was just like, all right. So there was like the big game, which was like the rival school game. Sometimes you'd like bring freshmen up. There's a freshman team, a JV team, and a varsity.
Yeah.
And so sometimes for the big game, you'd bring freshmen up to varsity. And so there was like this hazing thing. So one 15-year-old kid is just like, all right, let's get them, guys. Let's put our fucking fingers up their butts. And then, but what was crazy to me was the entire rest of the group was like, yeah, that'll be cool. And so they were like fingering these kids in the locker room.
Yeah.
Wait, the opposing team?
No. Your teammates.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like the kids who are 6 months younger than you. You're like,
let's finger in there.
Yeah, let's finger this guy in front of all of the rest of our friends.
When you say finger, that implies that you're not only putting it up someone's ass, but you're like moving it around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a crazy way to like hit your prostate for the first time. Like,
and so like my grade was bad, but like the other grades around us were also very fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it was just I grew up in like a somewhat small town, but there's like enough to do where you can get up to no good pretty easily.
I just remember like so I moved to the UK when I was in the 10th grade, and I'm so glad I moved then because like in like
wait, really?
Yeah.
Did you finish high school in
the UK? Yeah.
Damn.
Like 10th to 12th grade. But like I'm so glad I moved then because like in 9th grade all the kids from my grade were just like they started smoking cigarettes and stuff and like smoking weed and like doing poppers and it was just I mean
I feel like I started smoking weed in freshman, sophomore year of high school.
I started in the sophomore.
At my new school, like no one touched it until like senior year. So I took like a big break.
Were you smoking cigarettes and then you stopped when you moved to the UK?
I fucking like everyone in the UK was smoking cigarettes, but I was doing it like recreationally.
Yeah.
There up until like And then I moved to college, and then I was just like, I'm so stressed out. I gotta pass this intro to computer science final. It's so dumb in hindsight.
So sick.
Nice.
I was thinking about like I'd actually like to change my enemy answer because I did have one enemy. In the 8th grade, there was this kid called William Oswald.
Yeah.
And
full names are good.
Yeah, he's fucking
and address. And
yeah, William. I mean, I really do hate this kid.
Yeah,
like,
fuck
yeah.
If
you're out there, find him.
His mom is more my enemy than like he.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
It was just like
fuck you, Marie.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I wish I knew his mom's name. I could find out. But
all right, if you know what's his name,
William Oswald.
If you know a William Oswald, Surya would love for the 40 people who listen to this to dox his mom.
Yeah, he's a real fucking coward. And no. But so in 8th grade we all got my school, like they had like a bunch, my middle school, they had like a bunch of money, like just out of nowhere from this donation. They're just like, right, we're gonna get all the kids iPads because I think like a new iPad had just come out, and they were just like, all right, all the 8th graders get like iPads, right? So we all had these iPads, and it was like that's basically where like all of us were expected to do our like classwork and homework on these like fucking note-taking apps. It was terrible, like a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Because everyone would just like text or like play fucking video games the entire time. But I was in health class with this kid like William, and we were sitting like across the room from each other, and we were just texting back and forth, just 8th grade shit. Just like, haha, smell you later, haha, pwned.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he's just, I text him, I say, yeah, well, I fucked your mom. And then he goes, nah, no way. And I'm like,
you did not say you didn't.
And I was like, I gave it to her good. And he was like, yeah, right. And then I get a text from him that just says, who is this? And then I'm just like, yeah, it's me, the guy that fucked your mom. I'm really like tripling and quadrupling down. Course. And I'm just like, who's this? My stepson? And then the text says, this is William Oswald's mom. And like, I'm so fucking dumb that I just thought he was like doing a character. Yeah, sure. So I was just like, oh,
can't wait to fuck you.
Yeah, I was like, I bet you remember when I gave it good to you last night. Sick. And then she was like, yeah, I wish I did.
I wish I got fucked.
That's what she said, and I was just like, so I thought he was like so now, weird. But I didn't understand like now that she was being sarcastic. I was just like, oh yeah, now he's into the idea of me fucking his mom. So I kind of have a boner, and this is the best.
He is a boner.
Yeah, this is a great riff. So I'm just like, yeah. And then I said like a bunch of like weird, really vile stuff. I just discovered porn. So I was like, and like specifically MILF porn. So this was like my new
I'm gonna
thing.
big tits MILF DP you.
Yeah. I'm gonna ebony blacked vixen you.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out. Next episode, you have like hats from all of these different porn channels.
I got sponsored by
Black.com.
I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm just paying the bills. All right.
What is that? Some sort of coloring company?
It's a coffee. It's it's no cream or anything. I mean, there's some cream.
Yeah, there's some cream.
That's not what they're about.
Your dad's just pretending he doesn't know what it is.
Oh, God.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, what's that?
Oh, mate.
I don't think porn. What is that? Some sort of sheep?
Mate, I've never heard of black.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, we're going like, and then I'm just like, wait, who is this? And then she, because I finally figure it out. And she goes, I'm the person who's going to get you expelled. So then after class, like I go up to William and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck was that? And he was just like, yeah, I think that was my mom. I think she got access to my messages. And I was just like, what do we do? And he was just like, yeah, he'll probably be fine. They'll just forget about it. So then I was like, okay. And then the rest of the day I went to my friend Emil's house. We like fucked around. And then we had a middle school dance. And that night, and I show up to the dance and I'm just like, hanging out with my friends. We're in the corner, not talking to girls, pretending to be gay with each other.
Yeah, that's a good dance.
Yeah. And then through the window, I see my dad just like looking in, and he's like, he was an assistant scoutmaster for like a Cub Scouts troop that like my brothers win. but like it looked like he was a military guy. So then like a teacher came up to me and she was like, "Hey, your dad's here to like talk to you." And I was just like, "Yeah, it's probably like fine. He's probably just gonna be like, hey, this fucking bitch called. Just want to like check if you're cool." So I go up.
Did you actually fuck her?
Yeah. So I go out and I'm just like, "Yo, what's up, Dad?" And he's like, "Yo, take a walk with me." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And he's like, "Do you know this kid William Oswald?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that kid's crazy." And he's like, "Yeah, well, I talked to his parents today. They called us." And I was like, "No, no, no." And then my dad like drove me back home. And then I just got like the biggest beat down of my life.
Damn.
And I was just like, and my parents were just like, what happened to you? You were so sweet. They all so turned super Jewish. And you were number one son.
You were so bad that your parents went from Indian to Jewish.
They're just like, look at what you did to our accents. We're going to sound like this forever now. So then we organized a meetup with like William Oswald and his mom. And William Oswald's mom was on the phone with my mom the entire time while my dad's like hitting me with this belt. And I hear my mom going, "Oh, please don't cry. I'm so sorry." And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this bitch is crazy. Like, she was playing along with it. Also, I'm in the 8th grade. This is how 8th grade boys talk.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
So then we organized this meetup for me to apologize formally to William Oswald.
I'd hit you if you weren't saying you were going to fuck his mom.
Yeah.
I was super hittable. I was like really rounded, chubby, and
plenty of surface
Yeah,
area.
yeah, plenty of surface area. Hard to miss.
Yeah.
But then like we walk into this cafe, and I think she was expecting some sort of like roided out jock or something, because he took a look at me, and I was just like really small and like fat, and my face was just like red from like being slapped on the way over there. And then she was just like, "Oh my god, this." What am I doing?
Yeah, I bet you feel better now, Miss Oswald.
Yeah, dude. And then
you're a real hero.
She's in like slutty outfits.
Yeah.
She's like, I was gonna fuck this guy.
well, dude, and then
What
like
am I doing?
then we had like a middle school graduation, and then I just like I noticed her in the middle of the row, and I just like I was seething with rage, and I kept like making eye contact with her and going like. And then afterwards, like, William Oswald came up to me and he was just like, "Yo, why were you looking at my mom so weird?" And I was like, "I don't want to fuck your mom, dude. I'm angry.
Now you want to hate
That
fucker.
boner's from rage.
It's different. It's not a lot of love.
That's anger juice dripping down my
in
pants.
my shaft.
That's not cum, it's anger juice.
Anger
Yeah.
juice. Shout out anger juice.
Shout out Anger
Juice,
Juice.
our
Shout out-
sponsor.
Shout out, yeah.
Black.com.
We're doing plugs. That's the end of the episode. We're doing plugs now. Shout out Black. Shout out Anger
Shout out
Juice.
Anger
Juice.
I think I threw in Vixen.
Yeah,
Vixen.
Favorite porn category or favorite porn channel?
Like Brazzers probably. I'm a classic guy.
Yeah. Brazzers got like the same. The videos are very saturated. You know what I mean? Like the video quality or like the colors.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very like.
It's also kind of like they're
Yeah, I
all,
watch porn for the colors.
they also have
I
like
noticed
some
different
they're also
video
pretty
quality.
goofy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it when it's like a comedy, but it doesn't really hit. But they're trying.
Right.
You know?
It's just like comically sized tits
Yeah.
where the nipples are just pointed like gecko eyes.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
there's
10
just-
years from now, like it's not even porn, it's just mostly sound effects.
yeah.
Boink, squirt,
Splash.
It's gonna be like Blazing Saddles 10 years from now,
Yeah.
where people were just like, I don't, or Animal House, or Caddyshack, where people are just like, I don't get it, and then like it's gonna be a cult classic.
It was genius.
It was genius.
You kids wouldn't understand.
Ahead of its time.
Brandy Love is the next Chevy Chase.
You kids can't appreciate Nayland Palin like we could back in my day.
You guys all watch short form pornography.
You guys watch
Whatever
GIFs.
the TikTok.
You guys are watching you guys are watching
porn.
TikTok GIF porn.
Back in my day, ooh,
Watched full videos.
me and my friends would crowd around a computer.
We'd-
Wait, Dad, what?
We'd wait 45 minutes for a Naughty America video to load. All right, you guys have anything you want to plug besides porn?
Well, we both have competing shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, plug them.
And we're on the same night usually.
Yeah, you
When's
should.
yours this month? Is it the last Saturday?
You go first.
All right. Scuba
No
show.
one's buying comedy tickets this month.
Well, mine's free.
Yeah,
so.
so's mine. So
Haha.
But I mean, no
That
one's
means no
like
one's
going.
gonna
I mean,
come.
just in general.
Oh.
Every show I've
wait,
heard
really?
of.
Did you find it?
What's that?
Have you found that? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like apparently, like July has just fucking not been a good ticket moving month.
Yeah. I feel like when it was winter, people were like, "Oh no, the summer's awesome." And now that it's summer, people are like, "No, the winter's a good month." I'm like, I think no one just likes comedy.
Yeah. I think it's just hard to get people to pay attention.
Yeah, but our shows are the exception because like they're actually really funny and they work any time of the year.
Yeah, and they're inside.
Yeah,
so
with like great AC,
amazing AC.
The names?
Mine's the Scuba Show. It's the last Saturday of this month and most months, unless it's a different month or a different day. Scuba Show, UWS. It's on 101st and Broadway at Broadway Dive.
Fire.
I have a show called Launch Party. It's next one's Saturday, July 29th. It's at 7 p.m. We got a great lineup. We got comics from The Tonight Show. We got comics from Conan, Wild and
We have Joe Biden.
We have Joe Biden.
Every president for the last 5 years.
And yeah, it's just a better show than Jack's.
Yeah.
So
we'll do not go to Jack's show. This is Common Enemies. Thank you very much.